Ah, you did it on Sunday. So yes, when I went to buy my phone, I went on a Sunday because no other Amish people were supposed to be in town. So there's no chance of me walking out of the store with a phone in my hands and having the deacon or my uncle or a neighbor, show up at the store as I was leaving. That was always my fear. So it was always easier to go on Sunday. Um, and you could buy whatever you wanted. You wouldn't have to worry about any other Amish people being in town and finding you out. The only problem was if someone saw you heading for town on a Sunday, you could get in some trouble. So we always had to take the back roads and we would head out of the neighborhood and then we would double back and go to town. It might be like a mile longer, but it was easier than just taking the direct route into town and going right past the preacher's house. Because if you did that, he would almost surely know that you would be going to town. So you always had to do a little evasive driving to be able to get to town on a Sunday. But it was a much better plan than trying to go during the week because I have gotten busted during the week before. One time I went to the thrift store on my way to go fishing, and I bought a pair of used cowboy boots for $5. And I put them on and walked into the grocery store and almost fell because the boots were really slippery and it had been kind of raining outside, which is why I was going fishing. And it had like these slippery tile inside in the grocery store. And I almost slipped and fell and hurt myself right there in front of everybody with my new cowboy boots on. And as I walked out, my uncle walks in. And he could hear, the click of my cowboy boots on the tiles. And he says, "What'd you get there, OG? You get some cowboy boots?" And he was kind of a stern man. And I said, "No, they're waterproof fishing boots." And I just kept on walking. And I went fishing. And then I figured out they weren't really waterproof. And they weren't really good for fishing. But they were really good for riding horses up until that point. The boots that I had were so wide, like the work boots that I was supposed to wear at home were so wide that whenever I would go riding, my boot would want to get stuck in the stirrup. So I talked my dad into letting me keep the cowboy boots if I only wore them to go riding, because I told him it was dangerous otherwise because my work boots were too wide. So he let me keep them in my closet, and I wasn't supposed to use them for any other reasons, although I did so sometimes. My dad is a good man. Much respect to him.